Hey everybody, welcome. We are back. I think we're live, and hopefully you are all with us tonight as we pick up another edition of Ask Us Anything. And it is a hot night. We didn't turn that fan on. We were testing to see if the fan was too noisy. I'm not sure how the video quality is because there's some technical glitches here. We are in our Michigan home. There was a massive storm last night, and a lot of people are without power. And I think it's affected the internet conditions as well, at least in the Metro Detroit area, because we don't seem to have quite the signal that we normally have. And I'm not sure what to make of all that. But anyway, I see we've got lots of you here, and we'll do a couple of shout outs. We'll say hi to Mark, who checks in. Triple Venti from Texas, Mike and Susan, they are with us, and they're in Virginia Beach. John Roberts, are they on to know? Hope we're doing well. So I tell them what happened today.
If you want to tell your tales.
I guess I always tell my tales. I share everything. I fell off a ladder. Well, at least the last two steps of it while I was trying to do a video, and I was going to actually show you part of that video tonight, but I didn't feel like going back up the ladder to finish it, so that did not happen. But hey, anyway, we're doing fairly well. I might move around a little bit because I pulled a muscle in that. I don't know. You weren't out here to supervise. It's all your fault. You're not going to say anything.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Hi to John Roberts. Hi from to Antonio in Seattle. Bob Keefe is in Chicagoland. Sherry in California. Ann in Delaware. Linda is in Kauai. Oh, and Linda, you don't want to let Jennifer see that because we were just talking about trying to sneak to Hawaii. It's pretty hard to sneak to Hawaii, but enjoy our celebrate an anniversary next month there. But
We're thinking about it.
we're thinking about it.
I don't think we're thinking that hard.
Well, I was. Maureen is in Portland. Uh, Oliver is in North Carolina, and Rini in Lake Arrowhead, California. Rising Moon in Okotoks. Briar Rose is in Pittsburgh, and let's see. Somebody says we're low res. Yeah, we are low res. I can't help that, Bob, because that's the way. It's either that or no signal at all. The internet's kind of not working the way we would like to see it tonight, but it's crazy. Andrew Laramore's in hot Massachusetts with the heat index of 108. That's what we had yesterday. Do you keep separate clothes in your RV all the time, or do you pack for each trip? Good
We
question.
keep a few jackets. We keep our raincoats. I don't have any winter coats in right now. But if it were winter, I'd have a couple selections of different lightweight and then warmer winter clothing. But the raincoats and light jackets, sweatshirts are normally in all the time.
Yeah, and now we just got home about 11 o'clock last night, and we're going to probably be here a couple of weeks. So we don't leave it out there too long. We'll wash it if it's out here a long time. But bottom line is we do have all the big things that we would need. We do keep in here.
I take food in because it gets incredibly warm in an RV, like a car. So I don't leave food. I have to pack the food every time.
We turn off the refrigerator. I don't know if I can show you the refrigerator right here. And can you see the doors are open? I turned that off about 11 o'clock last night, and then it kind of defrosts, and we clean that off. I cleaned it off actually, got all the water out, and we'll clean it, and then we leave that open to air out.
You don't want mold growing in your refrigerator. And something else, when I mentioned food, don't leave medicine in your RV. Look at the on the most medicine says not to have it over at like 82 degrees.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that we bring in. Bottom line is we pull in and we take a couple three loads out and bring that in the house, and then we park this. I have a 30 amp supply here, and I keep it always plugged in, so we can come out here. We could put the air on, but we don't have to be too noisy for you, so we'll make it easy. So thank you guys for all the questions so far. Let's see, John. Well, we've kind of said some hello to those. We probably won't get everybody, but we'll say hi to from Vandenberg Air Force Base, thinking about an LTV Libero. I don't know that brand at all. I know LTV, but I don't know the Libero. What do you think of the Chevy frame? Must be one of the older ones. Well, the Chevy frame chassis is a stalwart for many, many Class Bs. And they're hard to get in new ones. So that's why I'm thinking that's probably an older model, because I don't think they're making that version anymore. I may be wrong, but I haven't seen it. And we just did a big factory tour, so I don't know. So, the Chevy, Chevy van's a great, great chassis, and you can get it fixed, anywhere at just about any Chevy dealer. So that's good. It has been really hot. I think the temperature eased a little bit with the storms that went through last night.
Yeah, we did our 600-mile drive home yesterday, and it was like perfect. Traffic wasn't that heavy. Everything was so great. And then just south of Toledo, we got the wind.
Yeah, and we could see the sky darkening as we headed north up I-75, and then some big storms had gone through the Metro Detroit area. They didn't affect our area too bad. We had a couple little twigs down, but power's out. There's, I think, 400,000 people still in the metro area last I saw. And that's why I think the internet's not giving me the connection that it should have out here. So I apologize for the quality of the stream, and that could be the issue. Todd is in Kansas. Joni is still in hot Cape Cod. It's gonna cool off. It's coming your way, and you'll kind of see how that would go.
It was 100 degrees when we were driving home yesterday.
Yeah, it was actually 102 at one point. On the freeway as you came close. Now I don't know if you caught what Jennifer said, but I stand convicted. We violated our 3:30 rule yesterday.
Yeah, well, we could have stopped and spent the night, but we decided that we would just get home.
We were prepared. We had everything we needed. And we were in Nashville at a family vacation.
I was just gonna say, should we tell them where we were? We were
Yeah.
a week. We rented a house, and we were with our 3 grown married kids and their spouses, and 7 out of 8 grandchildren. So we had a nice week in Nashville. And we were kind of debating whether to follow our daughter and her husband home or our son.
Yeah. Before we get to our ride, this is why I was there. That's the best memory of the trip.
That's 2 out of them.
That's 2.
5 more.
Yeah, we had 5 more, but those 2, I get them to hold my hands. I tell them, I pretend like I'm going to get lost. So Grandpa's going to get lost. They got to hold my hands, and
that's
they love it.
The big ones know you're not going to get lost. So
well, I did that with the big ones too, when they were big enough to hold my hands.
When they were little.
That's how I got them to hold my hand, and so they love it. I pretend like I'm going to walk into a tree. No, Grandpa. So that's why I hold their hands, and I get to hold their hands, and nobody complains too much. So it was great. I would love the list you leave for your kids if they borrow your rig. They don't. We don't let them. We really don't, because we have mosquitoes in the van.
Mosquitoes
here.
Flying all around the place.
Do I have any windows open? I had the door open.
You
for a
had
while.
the door open.
Now we don't let them borrow it. They don't really know how to run the thing. They don't use it all the time.
Well, I suppose if they ask,
I'd say no. I'm sorry, I would.
I guess they should ask the mother.
Yes, don't ask the mother. If they're watching, they won't care. They're good with that, I think. But we don't let them. There's too many things that they need to know that they got to do just right, and I don't want to spend 2 hours making a list.
I suppose I would set it up someplace if they were going someplace local. Set it someplace, and they could drive to it and use it if they wanted to.
Sure, I'd do that.
But I think everybody's got like 2 kids, and there's not a lot of room for 4 people in here.
Yeah, and plus we use it all the time ourselves, Linda. So that's another reason we don't do it. I mean, we're on the road every week or 2 at least. So
now you could let your kids borrow it. You just make sure they know how to work it.
Yeah, but the thing is give them a list. Tell them everything, how to level it. If you have a slide, how the slide goes out, what order it should go out in. What each switch does. If you have the step that comes out, how to leave it out. You got to tell them everything. It would take you a couple hours to make a really good list. And then I would
printed sheets.
Have printed sheets, and then I would urge you to show it to them. Show them everything that's on the list. So you push this switch, see what happens. That's a lot of work. But you know, we don't, so I can't help you
Well,
with
they haven't
much
asked.
more. They haven't
And
asked.
the reason before was we didn't own the rig, so they didn't dream of asking. Now
Yeah,
we own this.
yeah. Don't give them any ideas, because I don't know if I'd want to part with this right now. Charles is in Disney World in Orlando. Boy, I bet it's hot and humid there, but it's hot and humid everywhere, Charles. So enjoy it. I don't know if you were at Fort Wilderness, but what a great spot that is. Hi in Athens, Alabama to David Newton, Eric McDonald in South Carolina. My compressor refrige is not staying in the safe zone during the hot part of the day. Is that normal for RV refrige? Um, it could be. It depends. A couple things I just suggest that you do is really check the seal on your refrigerator. More and more, in fact, I have not had any RV that the seal is completely. You got to sometimes push it in a couple of times. You got to push all four corners of the door. So make sure that your seal is properly set. If you have a compressor refrige, I got that.
Oh, you got
Oh,
him. Look,
I got that
I think
mosquito.
he's just little.
Yeah, I got him right there. See him?
Oh,
There he
Michael,
is.
stop it.
Throw away. Um, you know, I think the old compressors needed to be level, so you want to be as level as possible. Um, Make sure that you've got nothing is obstructing the vent outside. Sometimes spiders like to make nests in there. Make sure the vent's open, and then understand that this isn't an RV, and it gets really, really hot in there in the hot part of the day. Don't know what part of the country you're at, but that might be an issue. I've known some RVers who take some ice cubes. They buy ice cubes and they put that in the freezer, and then they even put some of them inside the main part of the refrigerator to kind of help out if they're in like a really, really hot and humid area. But it should not be normal. Now, the one we have, which is, I believe this is a compressor too. This is a three-way. It's LP and it's battery, or it's AC. It's 110, whatever we're using for power. We've not had any problem with that refrigerator, right? It's a
Not yet.
Dometic, and it stayed great all the time. So there you go. Peter's in St. Thomas, Ontario. Tom Beatty checks in from Oakland. Sugar Plum in Jamaica. Yeah, man. Feeling irie down there, hey? Hi to. We had some fun. When I see that, we spent a lot of. My son-in-law, one of my son-in-laws is a big music nut, and so this house we rented in Nashville, we had a pool and an outdoor theater with a screen that came down, and an incredible sound system. So one night he ended up, as we were all grilling outside there around the pool, he was playing Jamaican music, lots of reggae, and we had a lot of fun with it. So anyway, we feel close to Jamaica now after that adventure. We had a good time. Katie, people keep calling us adorable. What is up with you? May be adorable. I am not adorable. Even my parents didn't think I was adorable. I don't think.
They thought you were trouble.
I was trouble.
No, they
thank you,
thought you
Katie.
were perfect.
Katie, we spent a week in your town. What a great, great city Nashville is. Now, people are saying, well, why didn't you camp? Well, we had 15 of us. We had all 7 of our 8 grandkids, all 3
Kids.
grown kids and their spouses, and us and Bo. And we found a big house near Franklin that we rented on 41 acres, all private, and it was great. But we did camp going down boondock. No, we didn't boondock. We stayed at a KOA. Great KOA.
Because it was
we found.
extremely hot.
It was really hot. We wanted to run AC hard and hot all night, and it was fun. It's one of our favorite KOAs there. Horse Park, Kentucky is where that KOA was. But we did use the RV to go back and forth, and we toured downtown Nashville. We did the Grand Ole Opry. We went to Franklin. We learned a lot about the Civil War. We toured a plantation. We had a great night listening to jazz, of all things, at a winery in Abington, Tennessee. And everybody came back and fell in love with it. Long story short is we drove all the way home last night. That's violating my 3:30 rule almost twice, because it was a 600-mile doorstep to doorstep. And we are feeling it today.
We're a little punchy.
So when we tell you the 3:30 rule is good,
It is good.
man, we're really punchy this morning, and all day it's kind of like, oh. So it's a tough, 600 miles is a long way to drive. But we had great roads, and we just decided to do it. Uh, Paul Goodwin. Oh, this we were able to install a seatbelt in the rear couch of our 2019 FX, which is the same leisure travel van
Is
mount
it
we have.
code?
Yeah, Paul. Would you do me a favor, Paul? Mike at RVlifestyle.com. Take a picture of it and give me an email. Tell me who did it for you, who installed it, and how they did it. That would be a great thing because we really wished we had seatbelts. And we took some of our kids and grandkids with us. State law there was only the two front, the driver and the passenger have to have seatbelts. But I hate driving around in this thing with other people when we're moving without a seatbelt. So I'd love to see how you did that.
I was told that you could install a seatbelt, but that it wouldn't be code.
I don't know if it's code that they have to
Or
go
whatever
with,
it
or
is,
the
whatever.
insurance industry associate. I don't know what it is, but so Paul, if you could email me a photo, I'd love to see how that looked and where you did it, and then tell me a little bit about it. Mike at RVlifestyle.com, and we'll share it with everybody too, because we do need to figure that out. Nita Young checks in from Brunswick, Georgia. Hi, Nita. Rhonda Waldron, Hope Mills, North Carolina. Tom Beatty's around, and he is in Oakland, California. Hi, Tom. Betty Bloom from Michigan. I don't know where Austie is, Ken, but hi anyway from Austie. Chronically Yours Living from South Florida. Rini, again, be careful on those ladders. Yeah, I
Just
know.
be careful these days. Steps, walking,
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
up, going down.
yeah. Hey, here's somebody. My Wina, whatever, is ordering a new first coach ever tomorrow. 4 to 5 months wait. It'll be a Christmas gift, I guess. Wonder what you're getting, and congratulations.
Yes, that's very exciting.
It's so hard to wait, though, isn't it? That's a great Christmas gift. Tom is in Oakland. Peter and Barb in Montana. And John Roberts says he's the first thumbs up. Thank you, John, for saying that. Everybody, if you give us a thumbs up on this video, it kind of helps YouTube tell people that we're here. They look for a lot of people giving you thumbs up. Hey, people like it, and we're easier to find on YouTube. So we'd appreciate that. And while we're doing that, let's urge people to please subscribe to this channel. We came kind of late to YouTube. We spent most of our time before on Facebook. We're still there, and on the blog, and then on our podcast. But we just crossed the 80,000 subscriber mark on YouTube, and we are really excited about that. Next, we want to hit that 100,000. I see those thumbs up going. Thank you. And we're really excited about it. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And when you do, there's a little bell icon. If you click that, then you'll get a notice when we put a new video up. And we usually have 2 new videos up. Our main one on Thursday, and of course, most every Sunday we do this one. But we're pretty excited about it. We have a little clock now that we have inside that shows our count. And now you're into even checking it several times a day.
It's fun.
It is really fun. George Harding is with George and Leslie in Dayton. New Jersey checks in with Susan. Pam's in San Francisco. All she needs is love. What a lucky guy. I don't know what the context of that was. Probably something we said earlier, but that's good. Chris says there's another stream going on. I'm not sure where that was, but bringing everybody over. I'm not sure. Were there 2 streams? There should have only been 1. YouTube can get really weird sometimes. I set this up, I schedule it, and I have this new little gadget here called a Stream Deck that allows me to program different keys, and I can show videos. And I was going to do a video today on some of the work I was doing up on the roof on a system that I'm changing out that after a month didn't work out real well. And that's when I slipped coming down the ladder, and so I didn't finish that. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. The Stream Deck thing isn't working, and hopefully it will next week. We'll see if we can figure that out. Technology, it's great. It gets a little crazy when you're live, and you never know. Let's see. Sarah, hey guys, my husband and I were wondering what you would recommend as the first trip to go on when you buy a new RV.
Well, it depends on where you live. check out local first. Test the waters. Got to make sure everything works right. So do something local. And then what's your dream? What do you like? Do you like the ocean? Do you like the mountains? Is it your heart's desire to go to the national parks? Do you want to, hit all the national parks out there?
Um,
Depends on.
I don't know where
I wanted Yellowstone.
that was our first big trip, but
Mm-hmm.
your first trip, Sarah, that I would recommend is your own driveway. Really, get your RV or a campground right near the whoever you're buying it from. I don't know if you're buying new or used, but go spend a night very close to home or to the dealer that you bought it with, and just enjoy it. Camp in it, spend the night in it, watch TV, cook in it, set up the beds, and that way you'll have some questions. How do I do this? That you can easily get answers to right at home, and you'll also you'll still have a lot of fun. But you'll also, if something doesn't work right, you can always go in the house. But don't you think that's a good idea?
Mm-hmm. I'm
first
sure
night?
you got a local park.
Yep. There's a park from us that we tend to walk there. We probably will head up that way. I don't know if we will tonight or not, because I can't walk too well. I pulled a muscle there. But
Bo says, quit your whining.
quit my whining. Yeah.
Take him for a walk.
Yeah. Oh well, that's going to be crazy. All right. Here's somebody coming to the Winnebago big rally in Forest City, Iowa. Yeah, I know this cold front came through you guys. The Rag Ride is also this weekend, the huge bike ride across Iowa, one of our favorite rides. Always want to do that, but we're usually on the road. But this is also a huge rally in Forest City where Winnebago is mentioned. Thank you for checking in, C. Petrick. It was very hot, very pleasant now. I think it's even supposed to get down to the 50s. I saw from some of my bike riding friends, so that's pretty good. Out in Oakland, California, it's 72 degrees. Marilyn, I was wondering if you use the windows in the Murphy bed for ventilation. Yes.
Yes, we do.
Are they open right now?
I opened one.
Yeah, because it's kind of warm in here. Been sitting out in the sun. Yes, we do. And I don't know if all Murphy beds have these or if it's just ours. Because people said these portholes that are up over here, that porthole, that's not on most of the LTV FXs. They just tried this on ours as an experiment, and people seem to really like it. So I don't know if they're going to make them or not.
They're great.
But it gives you cross ventilation. Like we're sitting here now, I got the front screen open, and that's open.
And you get to see out. You want to see out that side.
Yeah. I like nights, so that's pretty fun. Hey, in Canada, looking to get satellite for rig. Any thought of which system is best? We don't watch TV, so I can't help you much there. It's just something else to carry, but probably the HughesNet. That's what most people seem to really like. I don't know if that's the same system if it'll work in Canada or not, if you need a new system there. But HughesNet, and they make some really small little ones now. A little, mine is wired. We could probably run it. We've got it wired for satellite up there, and we just have to throw a dish out. But we're not big TV watchers, so I'm anxious to get good satellite internet when it gets really fast and reliable, and you don't have to carry a big dish and aim it through the trees and all that. Here's a question: how are you finding your new RV chassis? Actually, the Mercedes diesel and fuel economy. Any issues with the engine and environmental sensors causing errors? No, none, no issues. We just checked mileage yesterday, and going to and from Nashville, 600 miles, I averaged 15.3, and I drove in 101 degree weather on the interstate. Very hot and very humid and very fast, obviously, to do 600 miles in a day. 15.3, that's not bad. That's actually the same we had even on a little smaller class B's. What do you think of the ride? How do you like the ride on this chassis?
It's comfortable. It's a nice and smooth. You can't help bumpy roads. Potholes and bumpy roads. Some of that you get.
Yeah, particularly if you live in Michigan or Ohio, parts of Ohio.
Yeah.
Or you're anywhere near Cincinnati. Cincinnati seems to be the place now with the massive traffic jam every time we go.
We got through Cincinnati beautifully.
There were
yesterday.
a couple of slowdowns, but yeah, it was a
Nothing,
Saturday.
Yeah, traveling on Saturday and Sunday. Do your major traveling then if you can. But our son, can we tell them about our son?
Yeah.
Our son, they've got the two little ones, and his wife were driving through Indiana, and he had a blowout with his tire.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I presume it was a back
Pothole.
tire.
Pothole.
Oh, a pot. I don't know exactly how his tire went, but they were doing construction, and there was no shoulder, so he had to drive for 5 miles with a flat.
Yeah. So we were thinking of kind of
joys.
catching up with him, but he got a couple of Indiana state troopers pulled over and helped him and kept traffic away from him. And boy, those guys, that's tough work. That's dangerous work. So, shout out to our state troopers and law enforcement out there who are out there looking out for us. But hiking RV, we've had no issues, and we've now had this since March. We've done just about 10,000 miles all across the country, up and down mountains, everywhere, every different climate. It's been great.
He just keeps saying how marvelous it drives. You keep saying this is the best we've had.
Yeah, we've had 5 other rigs. Five. Is this our fifth?
5 other.
This is our 5th.
Well, you said we can't count the Wonder, because we only had it 2 weeks.
We tested a Wonder, which
but we
is
drove
on
that poor thing.
That's
thousands of miles.
That's on a Ford Interstate chassis, or the Ford, Ford Interstate. Ford Transit chassis, and we drove that a couple times. We like that. It drives well, but we're Sprinter. I really like the Sprinter, and this is our 5th Sprinter, and
so this is 6.
This is the 6th RV we've had, the 5th Sprinter, right?
I think we had 5 road treks. They were
5 road treks.
They were all
That's right.
Sprinters, and so this is number 6.
Okay, so we've had 6 Sprinters, and this
is
drives.
your favorite.
This is the 2019. Drives better than any of the other ones I've had. The steering is amazingly different, so much easier. It's drive-by-wire steering. The chassis rides better. It's not nearly as bumpy as the others were. And I don't know whether that's because this is a little bit larger and it's technically a Class C, the Leisure Travel Van Unity FX. That might be a factor. But it drives and rides even in the back much better. I love the dashboard. I love the navigation system. What else? The seats are very comfortable. So I've had no issues with this, and it's been great. Marie, 100 degrees in Pennsylvania. It's coming. The storms are coming your way, Marie. Susan asks us, how much time during the course of the year are you traveling and away from home?
We're usually gone 2/3 of the time.
About 2/3. We're somewhere, and usually always in the RV. There's a couple shows, RV shows we go to that we have to fly to. We're now debating whether we're going to be down in Florida towards the first part of September, and that's when we have to be at the big Hershey show out in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And do we drive up there or do we fly? And we're thinking we may fly into Hershey. Then after that, we've got the Elkhart Open House in Elkhart, Indiana, and we will drive our RV to that. And then we've got a big RV show out in California in October in Pomona, and we will probably fly to that. Because it's just too hard. You can't. All we'll be doing is driving,
Driving, and we've done a lot of that, driving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And it gets pretty crazy. Let's see. I'm heading to the Nashville RV Park in September holiday. Good fishing in Nashville at the RV Park. Okay, good deal. Regina is in Toledo, Ohio. We've cooled down today, 76. Humidity still high. They had a heat index of 115. They are delighted for the cool down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Marie, love you guys. Love your vibe. Thank you, Marie. Let's see. Marie, our friend Maureen Tweedley out in Richmond, BC, checks in with us today. Wonderbike, did you ever get blind spot monitoring? Yes. It's in a box sitting inside. It was waiting for me when I got here last night. And I haven't even opened the box yet. And I will probably get it installed this week, and we'll see what that's like. I hesitate to say too much about that and why I was up on the roof taking off. Well, I might as well tell you now. I took out the cell phone booster system we had. If you watched the video a couple of them back, it was the cell phone booster from Solid RF. And it was interesting because it mounts on the roof. The electronics are on the roof. The antenna then just has a short little run to the box, and then it has to be 4 feet directly below the main antenna that transmits inside the RV. All that worked, except that antenna is too high, and no matter how tight I had it screwed, the screws came loose, and it would buffer. It would make this vibrating noise in the wind that irritated us. And I'm finding that the Winegard Connect 2 system that I have really does an amazing job. And it's not an amplifier, but I put Verizon in it. I got a SIM card from Verizon, and it actually outperforms the amplified version. For one thing, it's a little better antenna that receives, and secondly, because it's so high on the RV, it does a better job than the solid RF. So I was up there today and I took that down, and I've got one more thing I'll be installing this week along with that blind spot monitoring system that you asked about. So we'll have a video and we'll tell you all about that after we get everything done. But solid RF, after a month's use, I'm not that happy with it. So I took it out, and don't think I really need it. Do you have a favorite app you use to find suitable roads with low underpasses? Yeah, we've never really had that problem. I used RV Trip Wizard going out to the Adirondacks and back, and that does show any of the bridges, the low, underpasses that are, under 13 feet. So that was a big help. And you can get there, just go to RVlifestyle.com/RV Trip Wizard, and it will take you to that. It's a really neat app that you can plot out and get a map and a route and find campgrounds along that route. If you want to do your 330 rule, it'll draw a mark around the circle, and you'll know how far you can go. That helped us a lot. And I don't know if All Stays does that or not. The All Stays app, we use that a lot. We've not had any trouble, have we?
No, but we're not out east.
Out east, you have a lot of them. Didn't we have one in Iowa? I think we found one, but that was so well marked that the signs were. Is Bo behaving this evening? Where's Bo? I saw him out there a minute ago.
I think it's too hot for him.
Yeah, he's been really
nowhere
hot.
to be seen. In fact, I thought maybe Mike had left him in the house intentionally, because when I came out, I asked you if Bo could come out, and I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
He must be working, chasing chipmunks.
Edward wants to know, did you do a comparison of the different types of refrigerators? No, I'm not a tech guy like that, mechanical tech. I can do, computer tech, internet tech. That's my expertise, but not, I've not done that. You'd have to have 3 different refrigerators, and frankly, I would find it really boring. So I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with what we have, which is a Dometic refrigerator. It's working great in this thing. All of our refrigerators have been pretty good in all the RVs we've had. So Edward, I'm not your guy for that. I don't know a lot. Jill, I'm amazed at how prolific you are. How many hours a week do you spend on YouTube, podcast, newsletter, blog, and activities? Well, Jill, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're busy in your retirement," and the answer to that is,
you're not retired.
No, this has become a business for us, Jill. This is our main business. I wish we'd started it years before, but we have 5 people who kind of help us out with various things. But I probably work 65 hours a week. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
But often you're working, but you enjoy it so much.
Yeah, I love every bit of it.
You consider it work, but you're busy.
Now, this past week, I did not do our Thursday video, and I felt really bad about that. We prepared the podcast a week in advance, and I didn't do any updates myself on the blog. We had a couple of our writers that did updates. So I had a good week off, and this is really the first work I've done since we got back last night. And it'll be a pretty busy week. We got a lot of videos to edit and some installs to do and things like that. But thank you. Yeah, but I do have some help now. We've got a couple, 3 people. I think 5 people in all that do various things. But there's not a lot you can do because I was thinking about farming out some of the video editing, but it's really hard. You got to give detailed instructions. If they're not there, you got to watch every piece of video and say it's here, and it's just too hard to tell somebody else how to edit your video. Same thing with the podcast. So those are the two big time consumers that we do, and this is not so bad. Although I've spent the last hour frantically trying to get this new piece of software to work with this thing, and it worked on a Facebook test I did last week, but it wouldn't work tonight. So, but anyway, I love all this stuff. I don't mean to say that I'm overworked or anything, because I would probably
You're having
do this.
fun.
Yeah,
You're having fun, or you would stop.
Yep. But sometimes you have to get after me, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good question. Has anyone seen the clear sticky stuff that you can stick anything? Yes. Yes, I do. I wonder if I can grab it real quick. Talk to him for a minute. See if it's up there, if you want to get up. Yeah, I just got some of that.
Familiar with it.
It's not up there. It'd be in the... I'll show you where Jeff. It's not up there, Jen. It would be in the next one if it's up there. Here's Jennifer looking up. Is there a... And if it's not there, I'm not sure where it is.
I don't know where you have it. I'm going to take this in, though, and wash it.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite hat. I got to wash my hat. Gosh, I have it. It comes in a strip, and it's clear. And one part adheres to whatever it is you want to stick, and the other adheres to whatever you want stuck. And
you're sitting right outside the door.
It works pretty good. I tried to put that antenna, the inside antenna, and it's not that heavy. It didn't stick worth a darn inside a cabinet. So where I think people use that is if you have like a painting or a vase that you want to leave out in the RV, they use that and they put it on a countertop. You want to have it on a smooth countertop, like kitchen cabinet. I think wallpaper or treated pressed wood, it wouldn't work really well. But I have that stuff, Craig, and I'm on my list of videos to do is all the little things that we've picked up and that we use, like the best deodorizer that we have, and what you should lube your step with, and little things like that. You've got some waterless car wash or RV wash that we want to try out. So we're hoping to do a lot of this stuff over the next couple of weeks while we're here in Michigan.
And Bo is literally right outside the door.
Is he? I don't know if I can easily show him.
No, you can't. He's just sitting right there, keeping us safe.
Yep. I would bring him in, but
he doesn't want to come in. It's cool right up there.
Just no press tonight, says Bo. Headshot. Hi from England. Hope you both are well. Thank you very much. D is in Ohio. Any recommendations for campsites for adults with limited mobility? Smooth trails that give access to beautiful scenery. Most of the national parks have limited mobility sites and trails.
Mm-hmm. If that information's out there.
It is. Just go to a national park and look for it, and you'll find a bunch of them. That can be a challenge some places. I know a lot of dirt trails are really tough if you are using a wheelchair. But smooth. Most of the national parks do have some trails like that you can find. Somebody says, "Don't put myself down." I'm not putting myself. Did I put myself down? Okay. How did your 10,000-mile check go? Well,
oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh.
See, even Bo's upset about it. Well, it was fine. All they did is they changed the oil and put a new filter in.
Bo,
we're supposed to
quiet.
top off the. There must be a dog out in front.
Yes, we're in danger.
Somebody's walking a dog in front of our place here. I took it up to the Mercedes dealer not too far from us in Grand Blanc, Michigan, and they charged over $250 for the oil change, and they were supposed to top it off. And in that charge, I looked at the bill, was a $22 charge for diesel emission fluid, DEF. And so I got in the vehicle saying, all right, well, that's a Mercedes dealer. And I looked, and the new 2019 Sprinter has a DEF gauge, like a gas gauge. You can see how much DEF fluid you have, so you can kind of not be surprised and prepare for it. Well, mine was exactly where it was when I brought it in, a little over half. So I went into the dealer, and I found the service guy, and I said, hey, you didn't do my DEF. And he said, oh, it just hasn't registered yet. And I said, no, it's a new gauge on the 2019s. It registers right away. And it's right where it was when I left him. So he then he said, oh, well, we'll fix it. And he brought a guy out and they topped it off. But they charged me for it and hadn't done it.
Somebody meant to do it and they just forgot.
Maybe. But if I had not checked that and walked in, I could have said, well, maybe he's right. It just, so I have a really bad taste about that. And I have another place I'm going to have it serviced. I thought the first 10,000 mile checkup I should get done at a Mercedes dealer, but I'm going to have there's a local guy who can service Sprinters in Michigan. I'm going to use them. I've used them on my previous RVs before for oil change, and they were like $100 cheaper, so 150 instead of 2.5. I mean, it needs a lot of oil, but at any rate, that's all I did with the 10,000 mile checkup, and that was good. Somebody says we are adorable. Oh, man, I'm going to lose my guy card. You keep saying that. Thank you.
Now, who's adorable is Bo.
Sometimes.
The Bo.
As long as Mike and Jennifer are together, they're always at home because they reside in the bottom of each other's heart. Oh, that is really nice, Tony. Thank you. What generator is best in an RV, diesel or LP? I think it's your choice. This one's LP. Oh, that's something else we wanted to share. We make these little notes as we're driving. We've got to tell everybody about that.
How much we're enjoying the generator for air conditioning. I mean, it's been so hot, 100 degrees out there. And we just pull into wherever we're pulling in and turn on the generator. It's easy.
We're big believers in taking a nap in an RV. I mean, it's, you get tired driving, and so we'll pull into a rest stop and we'll turn on the generator, and then turn on the air. And man, it's just great.
And another thing is we worry about if we even had the air conditioning running with the generator, that somebody's going to rescue Bo. So we don't like leaving him in here, like for us to run in for half an hour or something to grab something to eat. I usually bring the food out and we eat in the rig.
He tends to sit in either my driver or the passenger seat. And then if it's really hot, people see him. Oh, that poor dog! And even though it's 68 degrees in here, but the bottom line is we have not used a generator now. We've had all of our other RVs that we had from Road Trek were loaded up with lithium batteries. They were not the most reliable thing out there.
Now that was another generation.
Yeah, but even so, battery, it's a huge drain on a battery. They say you should be able to get about an hour's use of an air conditioner on a 100 amp lithium battery. We upgraded this has 2 lithium batteries, so technically I should be able to get 2 hours worth of air conditioning out of that. However, the air conditioning takes up so much power that my 1500 watt inverter is not, or my 2000 watt inverter can't quite keep up with that. I really need to upgrade the inverter a little bit. And so we have gotten, we thought, we don't want to go back to a generator.
Push that little button.
It's so reliable. It is just so reliable. So this one happens to be LP. Diesel may be a little more economical because you're running off, it just sips a little diesel. It doesn't take a lot. But I've got no problems with this at all. LP is easy to get, and we'll stop and we'll get food. Like we had dinner last night, and we'll use like a Cracker Barrel app. If you get that app, you can call ahead. And I mean, it's not great food, but it's quality. It's okay. So we'll order that, and it'll be ready. We'll pull in. We'll go get it. One of us will stay with the dog, and we'll turn on the generator, turn on the air conditioning, and eat in the RV. And we have so much more room in this one. So
after you've been sitting driving, you don't want to go into a restaurant and sit.
Yeah.
We usually eat standing up.
Yeah. Dawn asks, what would she's saying, love the live chat. She's in Chicago. What would be your number one must-have for an RV? That's a good question. Number one must-have. We'll have a little ding, ding, we'll all think about it.
It comes with everything that you have. I mean, it comes with your burners and sink and water and
Yeah,
bathroom
I'm just
and
trying to
bed
think what.
and
Um,
must have something extra that you bring.
I guess. Well, I can tell you some of the options that we now have on this one that I would really be hard pressed to give up. Number one is the auto level system.
He's fallen in love with that.
It is great. I even have it on an app on my phone.
I should be saying I'm falling in love with that
Yeah,
because I can't sleep if
she's the
I'm
princess
crooked.
and the pea.
You know, if I'm like that crooked, I can't sleep like that.
Even if it's a little crooked, you have
I
trouble.
mean, you're if my feet are higher than my head, I can't sleep. I just, you know, swap it out.
Yeah,
I don't mind my head being higher than my feet a
and
little bit.
you can do on
I
a
just
most bees and
can't
stuff. You can
sleep on
use
a
those
crooked
Lego
bed.
blocks and move it around. But this is just so convenient.
And you don't like leveling.
I've never
you
liked
don't
it.
like
Well, nobody does.
driving up on those little
Yeah.
blocks.
So
So we always slept crooked.
that's a really good system to get if you can. Lithium, of course, the batteries just are maintenance free. They charge faster. They drain lower, meaning you can use them longer. They're maintenance free. They have a 10-year warranty. They're great to have. So I'd always try and have lithium batteries. This unit, this is technically a Class C. They call it a B plus. It has a slight slide, and we're kind of on it right now for the Murphy bed, which is this is the Murphy bed. It kind of goes like that, but it also sets up as a table, and I can do work here.
I like the propane cooktop.
The induction cooktop,
No,
no, propane,
propane.
gas, LP cooktop instead of, you don't like the induction that much.
Well, I feel like I can turn on a burner anytime.
Yeah, so yeah, that's true. And so now a lot of people don't like propane at all. We have
And
no
that's okay.
problems as
If
long
you-
as you maintain it. You
And
know,
I can
there.
see why people don't want it.
Yeah.
They're afraid it's going to explode.
We have 2 TVs in here. We are not big TV
No.
watchers. What other things would extras that we'd get? Boy, I'm there's lots of little things, and if you look in some of our videos, you can see Jennifer just put one together a couple months back. 17 tips and things that she does to organize an RV, and you can
And
see that.
I've got my copper pan that someone suggested that I buy, and I like the copper pan, but I like my electric fry pan better. If I knew that I was going to have electricity to plug in, and since I have limited space, I bring my copper pan again because I have the propane.
I would have more lithium than I have. I would like to have 4 or 5 lithium batteries so that I could run the air conditioner with them for a couple of hours without having to turn the generator on all the time. I don't know whether we will do that. I don't know whether it's really worth the investment in that. I mean, we may only keep this a year and try another model and sell it and get another model. I don't know what we're going to do. So, we're trying to think. There's a lot of little things like shocks, air suspension. I would like that. This drives pretty nice, though. I don't know whether it's really needed.
And the only reason we need it is because of the bad roads.
Yeah, and the roads are bad. We certainly needed it in the other RVs we've had. So I don't know. So Don, a lot of that stuff, those are just a couple things off the top of our head. Check out some of our videos. We do a lot, and you can see it. Does Bo roam freely while on the road? No, Bo's on a leash.
Bo sits right in between us and leans
Oh, you
into
mean
me.
while we're driving? Yeah.
No, he does not leave.
He's right between us.
He's right between us, and he would like my seat. He would like my chair.
Yeah, and when Jennifer gets up, he
Bo is
tries to
there.
get it. But she'll often take a nap here where I'm as we're driving, and Bo is in your chair, and he's my co-pilot then. I'm getting a Newmar King Air 2020. Thank you for your good words. I hope our paths will cross. We too. We're thinking, I don't know, not this year, but 2020, whether we should organize a big a meetup campout in 2020, an RV Lifestyle meetup campout. You might let us know what you all think about that, and maybe we'll try and put something together where we could all get a bunch of us, and it would be really fun. We'd like that. Charlotte is in Key Alegro in Rockport, Texas, back home after Hurricane Harvey, watching from the comfort of our own living room. Well, that's a long time from Hurricane Harvey. So
Yeah.
glad you guys are watching in the living room, and thank you for the kind words.
What a cute puppy.
Yeah. Jackie, Middle Tennessee. After researching Class C's for a year, we've decided to get a leisure van because of your great channel.
Ooh.
Whoa! Thank you. We don't work for leisure, and they're kind of they sponsor some ads that you see on the blog, and we're very close to all of them, and we like them a lot, as you can tell from our van. But that's great. You will like it. They're awesome. We were just down in Middle Tennessee, so sorry we couldn't say. We should have done a meetup down there.
Oh,
And
we were so busy with the kids.
yeah,
We didn't even think of a meetup.
I had a very bad smell in my 2016 CS Adventurous. I blamed it on the black tank. On my last oil change, they said it's the battery. Now I'm a
Huh.
proud owner of a new battery. Is this normal? I never heard of that. I've certainly heard of the black tank. Somebody just sent me a note just before we went on the air asking me to talk about. That's a good question. They said that they bought a used unit and there's a terrible odor coming from the black tank. Karen, I don't know anything about why the battery would be that awesome, or that bad. But if that's gotten rid of the smell, good for you. I'll remember that if somebody asks again. But anyway, back to the black gunk. He wanted to know how to clean it all off, and he said he would open the trap in the toilet, and he could see all this crud on there. So he's going to turn off the water pump and scrub it out. A lot of people use a little wand on the hose, which just directs a little harder stream of water in there, and it'll shake it out.
So no ice cubes and take it for a drive?
Our friends James and Steph from the Fit RV did a really good video demo about that old wives' tale about putting a bunch of ice cubes in the black tank and driving around, and that would do it. And they found really that it doesn't do that much. And so I'm not sure. I think the best thing for a black tank is you don't want to have any crud around the top, and you can get rid of that. But fill it up with water before you empty it. Just use a lot of water, and the more water you keep in it, the cleaner it will be. All right, we're getting down to the end of the stuff here. Let me go quickly through there. We park our new Unity twin bed model in the driveway, but it's slanted. Will it damage anything?
I don't think they're supposed to be stored for long periods of time.
No, it
Slanted.
very much it puts a lot of extra weight on the tire. So I would not have it slanted, or minimize that as much as you can if you're going to keep it stored that way.
And I would call and ask Leisure Travel Van.
Yep.
But I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it's okay overnight, but Donna, if you're going to keep it there for
an extended period of time.
yeah, I would try and get it level. It would be much better. All right, lots of you talking, and we're just not going to be able to get to all the rest of these because time is running out. What company do you use for internet for the RV lifestyle? Right now we're using Verizon, and we should be able to tell you something in the next week, I think, about another system. If you saw the last video I did a month and a half ago, where we were testing out two systems. One was that solid RF cell phone booster. I took that out today. I wasn't happy with it at all for a number of reasons. And the second system was the WineGuard Connect 2, which ran on AT&T. It does a great job getting Wi-Fi signals. In fact, I'm using the Wi-Fi signal from my house right now through that WineGuard system. But I had trouble with the WineGuard AT&T connection. So I went to Verizon. I got a SIM card for my normal jetpack. I put that in that little unit, and now I use that for my on-the-road Verizon connection. There's another system that I'm going to tell you about that's on AT&T that I think has the best pricing, and it looks just like the WineGuard. I'm going to put it right behind it. It's called the Togo, T-O-G-O. And I'll tell you a lot more about that after we get it installed and we try it. But this internet stuff is always evolving as technology changes. It's important to constantly have access. We do all of our connections like this over the air. Verizon's my main go-to network. It has been now for 7 years, but we'll let you know what we think of this new Togo AT&T system after we've installed that and tried it for a while. So, but if you have getting just say Verizon, they've got the most robust network out there right now. All right, let's see. Lots of you talking, people checking in from all over. I'm just scrolling through here real quick to see if there's any questions that I need. Many of you are talking about getting a new RV. People saying nice things to us, which we'll go back and read those all tonight. We'll have, well, gosh, there's just so many. Let's pick this one. Michael Anderson just got back from a great trip to the UP, Upper Peninsula. Used our 7-day adventure book to organize our travel. It was a great help. That's music to our ears, Michael. Thank you. Didn't get to all the spots, so we intend to return. Yeah, can I just plug those books and tell you about them? If you just go to rvlifestyle.com/books, you can see all of our 7-day adventure guides. We have one on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We have one on Yellowstone National Park. We have one on southern Utah. We have one on Colorado. And we will soon have one coming out on the Adirondacks. There are 7 stops. We call them 7-day adventure guides. You can just follow our route. There's what to see, where to stay, lots of information. And we just want to direct you there if you can. And that would be great. Also, please remember to subscribe to this our RV Lifestyle channel here on YouTube. We want to see us. We want to see us get up to 100,000 here. Oh boy, here's more. Okay, quick question. This is do manufacturers send you various new products to try and report to us about? That would help us not having to try products. They do. You know, they call us. What do they call us?
Influencers.
Influencers. Duh. We're influencers. A lot of the manufacturers of different products, and you wouldn't believe some of the things people offer. My favorite are my odor-free socks. I'm wearing them right now. They really are. We'll show them in a video. But they send us all the stuff because they get free publicity, and you know they expect you to do a video on them. I turn most of it down. I do take stuff that they send us to try out, and my rule of them is it's either gonna be a hit or a miss. I'll say what we think of it and what we don't. And so when we get 5 or 6 of them, we put them in a video, and I'll have one coming out also in a few weeks.
I mean, Turkish towels. This
people say it's towel. Somebody said it's this. How much was that? It was a $70 back support, supposed to make it so you never have any back pain. No, but you have the back issues. So.
Well, I have poor posture.
We all do.
I have worse posture.
And the older we get, everything just kind of keeps going down. But that's why I like my Peloton bike.
We didn't get yelled at enough when we were kids.
We did.
Stand up straight.
But they do send us stuff to try out.
What happens when you're third kid?
And I mean, I've got a whole bunch. I've got this system that they heard us talking about here. That's supposedly a blind spot notification. We'll try it out. I had a backup camera that somebody sent wireless. I didn't like it. I'm not going to hook it up because I got to connect into wireless.
It takes time to do all this.
It takes a day, and half a day, and money.
You have to hire somebody to do it.
Yeah, and but some of them it's kind of fun. Like we got 2 bottles of waterless car wash that we can try in the RV. We'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah, I'm anxious to try that.
And we get a lot of stuff, but we get these weird things too, like invisible wallets and stuff. My odorous socks you can wear for 8 days that don't stink. She did a nose test and they didn't
just
stink.
So you would go away.
Oh no! Yeah.
No, you're chasing me around with socks.
Right. But we'll have it. Will they ever bring the European vans like the Mercedes Marco Polo or the Volkswagen California to America? I doubt it. There's a completely different markets. Wiring system, but different, just completely different markets. The Heimer, brought in the Heimer Active, which was kind of European styling, and that did pretty well. There's still a bunch of them out there, but the American market is so different than the European market.
2 televisions.
Microwave. They don't need microwaves, and they don't use that. They don't use the TVs. So
the cassette toilets instead of what we have.
Oh my gosh, there's so many questions here. Somebody want to know, did we came late to the chat? Did we enjoy our vacation? Anybody mentioned customs issue concerning the import of Canadian RVs into the U.S.? Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. I think they're solving that. It was partially due to the tariffs, if I remember right. And I think that it was just a little political pressure put on Canada. and it was also with the Canadian trade deal that the Trump administration had. At any rate, I know the stuff is coming through again. So there might have been some delay, but I know it's coming through again, and we'll see what happens.
And we did enjoy our vacation.
Yeah, LTV, for example, it's resolved, as Janice pointing out, and it held up Mr. Rogers getting here by 3 weeks. Mr. Rogers
is their twin
name.
bed.
Yeah, is their twin bed model, which is pretty neat. I like that. Mr. Rogers, it's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Let's see, where else are we? Gosh, I don't know where to end it because I hate to miss anything. I'm scrolling trying to read this. We've answered questions. Do you travel year round? We do every month of the year, and
Yes.
we're gone about 2/3 of the time. And all right, gosh, I'm scrolling right down to the end, and there's dozens more questions.
What's Chris got over there?
Chris, thanks for joining us, everybody. Please continue the conversation on our Facebook group, and there's the link right there. If you just go to RVlifestyle.com Facebook. We're going to go in tonight, and I've got Chris is going to edit this video, and it will be up on YouTube, and you can see it there. And then I'll go over and I check any more questions that I need to answer on here. And I also, but the best place to ask the questions, if you haven't already joined it, is to join our Facebook group. It's really active, 22,000 people, and you know, the only rule we have is don't trash people, don't be nasty, be a nice person, respect everybody. And no self-promotion. We get a lot of people want to spam it, but we'd love to have you be a regular part of that if you haven't joined it. Don't forget the newsletter tomorrow. We send out, I've got to go in and write the newsletter yet tonight. The newsletter goes out every Monday morning. It's filled with RV information and news and links to interesting stories. You can subscribe to that at our RVlifestyle.com blog. On Wednesday, it's our podcast, and we're continuing interviewing RV couples, other YouTubers out there. And I think this week it's let's see, we did the Russos last week, and it's either, I'm not sure. I think it's the Adlers, the Trekkers group. I think the Adlers will be on this week, and coming up a little bit later on, we got RV Love. They might be this week. I got to look and see on the schedule. Either RV Love or the Adlers, and the other one will be the next week. A lot of you love to meet all these other people, and many of us know each other, these other couples. It's kind of fun for us to all visit, and we'll bring you in on that visit. And Thursday's the video, and shall we do, what do you think for the video this week? Should I just do Nashville, since we were there, and people may want to go there in the summer?
Yeah.
We'll take you with us on our family vacation to Nashville, and you can see what we saw and did and give you some ideas and stuff to do. I'd love to stick around longer, but we've been here over an hour. And like I said, I fell off a ladder today, and I need to stand up a little bit and walk around. So thank you guys so much for being with us. We'll be back, Lord willing, next Sunday night with another live. But
I'll try to keep them off ladders.
She'll try and keep me off ladders, and we'll see how it goes. God bless you all. Have a wonderful time out there. And I'm going to see if I can...
Stay cool.
I'm going to see if I can play this this video that Chris just gave us here as we sign off on how to subscribe to the RV Lifestyle channel. So let me see if I can pull that out, and it's almost right here. This is a new video that if I can ever get that thing working, that Stream Deck, it'll show right, but I think I can make this play now. And as this goes, we'll go too. Bye-bye, everybody.
Happy trails.